right? So we want to fixed income securities, right? We covered the basics, including the ISIN number and the bond terminology, the coupon price, calculated price. We had look at the formula, the yield curve, looked at various theories, credit ratings. Then ended up with bond price sensitivity. If you all could remember last week, we were doing the sensitivity of, remember coconut trees, the coconut tree example. And how coconut trees change, move when there is wind, right? And the height of the coconut tree, we compared it with duration. Yeah, this one. So in the top right picture, if you all could remember what we discussed last week, the taller the tree, the more sensitive it is to wind, isn't it? Whereas grass, the shorter trees are not very sensitive. And so when there is wind, the tall trees will move the most. Now, if the height of this tree is the duration, right? Long duration, I'm sorry, the height of the tree is duration and the wind is the interest rate. Long duration will be more sensitive to interest rate changes. So that's the link between duration and interest rates. Right? So duration is effectively the sensitivity to interest rate changes. When interest rates change by 1%, by what percentage does the bond price change? That is measured by duration. Right? So duration. Now, the height of the tree is like the maturity. Longer the maturity, obviously higher the duration. Right? Then coupon payments. Now, duration is something like this. It means, well, I'll show you using an example. Okay, let's say there are two bonds. We call them A and B. Let's take another one, B bonds. So A has, let's say it is a 3-year bond. Right? And cash flows, say coupon is 10%. It's a 3-year bond with a coupon of 10%. That means third year, how much do you get?
110.
What is the third year cash flow?
110.
Very good. 110. Then let's assume that B is a 5-year bond, the same coupon, right? 10% coupon. Whereas C is a 5-year bond, 5% coupon. Right. Rather than using technical terms, I'll try and explain this in very layman language. Let's take another bond. Let's call this P. And here, 10% coupon. And your duration is an advanced concept, as I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. Possible to try and explain using layman language that you will understand. And E is a 10-year bond, 5% coupon. Right. Now, can you all remember payback period? Payback. Hello?
Yeah, it means duration of cover the initial investment.
Yeah, it's the time you take to cover your original investment, right? Right. Now, duration is something similar, right? It means how long do you take to cover your initial investment, right? Your initial investment is the price you pay for these bonds, no? You pay a certain price and buy the bond, no? So that is your investment, right? Now, out of these two bonds, which one do you think will help you recover the cash flows or the investments faster? B or E?
E.
Hmm?
D.
Why? Yes, your answer is correct. Why did you say D? Your answer is correct. Why D? Hmm?
High rate.
Because you're getting
High rate.
hmm?
High rate.
Yes, your cash flows are much bigger than E's, right? So investment can be recovered faster from D, right? Because every year you're getting cash flow of 10. So assuming you paid price of 90 to buy this bond, right? You can recover the cash flows faster from D. And if this is also 90, okay, you recover your cash flow in 9 years, whereas this one, you'll have to wait until the 10th year to recover your investment. Okay, so D pays back faster, right? So the bond which has a faster payback has a shorter duration, right? Meaning, in other words, higher the coupon, lower the duration, right? Easiest way to remember. Higher the coupon, lower the duration. Whereas lower the coupon, higher the duration. It's an inverse relationship. Understood? Yeah. Remember, duration is similar to payback in many ways. Duration has an inverse relationship.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can you please zoom the Excel?
Okay. Better?
Okay.
Duration has an inverse relationship to coupon, right? That means lower the coupon, longer the duration. Clear? Any questions on that? Right, so the first three bonds, A, B, and C, which one do you think will have the longer duration out of A, B, and C?
C.
Yeah, reason?
Coupon is low.
Okay. C has the lowest coupon out of the three bonds. Very good. And in terms of maturity, okay, because now look at A and B, right? Both are 10% coupon. Okay? So if the coupon is the same, which one do you think will have the longer maturity? The longer duration. Shorter maturity or longer maturity? If the coupon is same. See, A and B has the same coupon for 10%. Whereas B has a longer maturity. So which one do you think will have the longer duration? A or B?
B.
B.
Yeah, B. B, right? Longer maturity results in a longer duration, right? Out of A and B, B has the longer duration. Then out of B and C, which one has the longer duration? out of B and C?
C.
C. Yeah. C has the longer duration. Reason?
Lower coupon rate.
Instead of
Lower coupon. Yeah. Meaning duration has a positive relationship to maturity. And the third relationship is duration is again inversely related to yield. Let me change the order. If you carefully look at this, coupon and yields are both interest rates, right? Both are interest rates. When it comes to interest rates, it's always negative relationship to duration. That means low interest rates result in longer duration, right? Either lower yield or lower coupon results in longer duration. Whereas the final point is on maturity. Longer maturity results in longer duration. So low coupon, longer duration, low yield, longer duration, and longer maturity results in longer duration. Okay, understood? So low coupon, low yield, and long maturity results in long duration. Now, if you observe carefully, all of these begins with what letter? If you didn't understand anything,
Long maturity.
sorry, you were saying something. Hello? Hello? You have a question?
So what is meant by this duration versus maturity?
Which one?
The last one.
This one?
Yeah.
No, that's a positive relationship. Remember, grade 2, positive relationship comes, negative relationship is inverse, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the nature of the relationship. Coupon yield have negative or inverse relationships. Maturity has a positive relationship to duration. That's why I summarize. Longer duration is associated with low coupon, low yield, and long maturity.
so can you explain the difference between duration and maturity?
Yeah, duration is the sensitivity. When interest rates change by 1%, by what percentage does the bond price change? It is the sensitivity. Maturity is when it matures. We still didn't define duration. I'm just
So
explaining.
does it mean long maturity means a longer duration? Is it?
Yeah, don't use the wrong word. Technical word, don't use the wrong one. Maturity and duration are two different concepts. We still didn't get to the technical definition. Before we get to the definition, I'm just trying to explain the concept. Right? So don't mix up the two words, duration and maturity. Don't use interchangeably. They
So
need to-
duration means, sorry.
yeah, sorry.
So duration means
Duration is a technical word. It means sensitivity.
sensitivity to get the yield back, or
No, remember the example I gave you. Coconut trees. Yeah, can you see the coconut trees?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So the coconut tree, the height of the tree is the duration, right? And the wind is the interest rate, right? Remember what I explained earlier? So which one is more sensitive to wind, the tree or grass?
Grass. Sorry, tree.
Tree.
Tree is more sensitive, no? Right. So the height of the tree is the duration. That means longer duration is what? More sensitive or less sensitive? Longer duration is
More sensitive.
more sensitive. Yeah, that's what I explained at the beginning, right? Using the example. Okay, longer duration bonds are more sensitive to interest rate changes. And then the duration depends on the maturity, coupon, and yield. Understood? Is that clear? This is not something you'll come across in textbooks, and they'll not explain using coconut trees. Did you all understand that?
sorry, sir, still no.
What is it that you didn't understand?
The what is this duration? The sensitivity is equal to duration, is it?
Yeah, sensitivity to what?
To, is it bond price?
No, I told you earlier, now using the coconut tree example again.
Interest rate, no?
Yeah. Wind is what? That moves the coconut tree. Wind that moves the coconut tree. The analogy that I used, what was the wind?
Now, so since this have the duration and the maturity is having a relationship among those, why the higher the coupon, lower the duration means lower the maturity, but it doesn't apply like that way. If it's the higher the coupon,
Yeah.
lower the duration. So,
Yes.
but the higher maturity doesn't applicable with the higher coupon, no? Is it?
No. Coupon, there is no link. Where did I mention a link?
No,
between
so the
coupon and-
duration and maturity has a relationship with those two, no?
Yeah.
So but the duration and the coupon and the maturity and the coupon doesn't have a relationship with those.
No, those are two different things. Now, where have I mentioned a relationship between coupon and maturity?
Is it like this? If the duration is equal to payback period,
Yeah.
payback can be
No.
happen before the
It's
maturity,
not
no?
equal. It's not equal. I'm just using examples, using what you have already learned, so that you all understand what the concept. It's not payback. It is not payback, but something similar.
Like something similar. Okay.
Yeah. There is no relationship between coupon and maturity, right? Don't try and link two different variables. I have never mentioned anything like that in this. I'm not sure whether I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't define your own relationships. Go by the fundamentals. This is all you need to remember. If you didn't understand anything, all you need to remember is L, 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 L. That's all. Means longer duration is associated with low coupon, low yield, and long maturity. So under these conditions, your duration will be long, right? Compared to, which means shorter duration, you will have high coupon, high yield, and short maturity. Remember one. If you remember one side, then the other side is obvious. No? It's best if you understand the basics. Yeah. Bond price sensitivity, meaning duration. The price sensitivity of a bond is measured using duration. Examine bond price and yield relationship for different bonds. So you have three bonds: 0 coupon bond, 5% coupon, and 10% coupon. Right. Then two different maturities, 5-year and 20 years. Now, out of 5-year and 20-year, which one do you think has the longer maturity? If they have the same coupon, let's say both have coupons of 5%. Which one do you think will have the longer maturity, longer duration? Sorry, the 5-year maturity or 20-year maturity?
20-year maturity.
Yeah, 20-year maturity will have longer duration. That means the 20-year maturity bond is more sensitive to interest rate changes, right? Then let's take 5-year maturity bonds, 3 5-year maturity bonds. One has 0 coupon, other one has 5% coupon, and the third has a 10% coupon. Which one do you think is more sensitive? Both 5-year maturity, 0 coupon, 5% coupon, and 10% coupon. So which one is more sensitive?
5%.
10%.
10%.
No. More sensitive is what? High coupon or low coupon?
Low.
Yeah, low coupon. No? So which is the lowest coupon? Hmm?
5%.
5%. My goodness. Grade 1.
0%.
Yeah, grade 1. From what I learned, 0 is smaller than 5. Maybe 5 years down the line, when we all were studying, it may have changed. Hmm? Which is a smaller coupon?
0.
Yeah, 0 is smaller than 5, isn't it? So the lower the coupon, longer the duration. Clear? Lowest coupon obviously is 0. Isn't it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is what happens at exams also. Obvious answers you miss. Why? Because you're not observing. Right? The first thing is to open your eyes and look at the question properly and stick to the basics. Right? So when it comes to coupon, it has to be the lowest coupon for the longer maturity, longer duration. So lowest coupon obviously is 0. That means it has a longer duration. In terms of maturity, the longer maturity will have longer duration. Right? And yield from at 7% and 13%. When it's at 7%, the duration will be longer. Right? Now remember, we still have not defined duration. I'm just telling you the word before we get there. But what we are measuring is actually duration. Okay. So this is the analysis, right? You have yields ranging from 7% going up to 13%, right? According to this, 7% up to 13%. Then we have the 5-year maturities, right? All 5-year, 3 different coupons of 10, 5, and 0, right? Then the 20-year maturities, coupons of 10, 5, and 0. Yeah, and we have calculated the yields. Now let's see what happens when the yield changes by 1%. That means average is 10, 7 and 13, average is 10. So if the yield drops by 1% from 10 to 9, or if the yield increases by 1%, which one has the highest increase in value? Now, what do you think will happen when yields go up? Will the price go up or go down? What happens when yields increase? Prices will
Go down.
go down. Inverse relationship, right? Okay. So here we are. Well, when from 10%, if interest rates drop by 1%, right? We are observing the percentage price change. When from 10%, if interest rates drop to 9%, the price is increasing by, for the 10% coupon, the price is increasing by 3.89%. 5% coupon, price is increasing by 4.19%. And the 0% zero coupon, price is increasing by 4.67. So which one is more sensitive? More sensitive is the highest percentage change or lowest percentage change?
Lowest.
More sensitive.
Highest.
Yeah, highest. Which one is more sensitive?
0.
Zero coupon is more sensitive, right? Because it has the highest percentage change. Then if the let's take the tenor, right? The maturity. Okay, let's take the 5-year maturity and the 10-year, 20-year maturity, 10% coupon. When interest rates drop by 1%, the 10% coupon increases by 3.89. Whereas the 20-year maturity, right, the 5-year maturity is increasing by 3.89, 20-year maturity increases by 9.13%. So which one is more sensitive? 5-year or the 20-year? Hello?
Yeah.
Huh?
20.
Yeah, 20 is more sensitive, right? 20 is more sensitive because the 5-year is increasing by 3.89%, whereas the 20-year increases by 9.13%. So for the same interest rate change, for a 1% drop in interest rates, the longer maturity bond has a higher percentage change in price, right? Okay, so if you observe any of these points, if the tenor is the same and coupon is different, the low coupon is more sensitive. Then if the coupon is the same and the tenor is different, the longer maturity is more sensitive. Okay. Bond price sensitivity. Price sensitivity is not uniform for all bonds and depends on the bond maturity, bond coupon, and yield to maturity. Right. So easiest way to remember is if it's an interest rate, anything to do with an interest rate like a coupon or a yield, then the relationship is inverse. But if it's the maturity, you have positive relationship. It's a measure of bond price sensitivity needs to take account of the measure of bond price sensitivity needs to take account of all cash flows. That means you have to look at the entire cash flows of the bond, all the coupons and the maturity, and also reinvestment risk. Right. So duration measures the price volatility of a bond, meaning the interest rate sensitivity of a bond. Duration is a measure of effective maturity of a bond. Right. Effective maturity. It is like the weighted average life of all cash flows. It weighs the present value of cash flows. The weights are the present value of cash flows. It's a fundamental measure of interest rate risk. So remember, interest rate risk is measured using duration. Right. Let me ask you another question. Something like this. Let's say you take a housing loan and you have two options. One is to take a housing loan for 5 years. The other one is to take a housing loan for 20 years. Right? So your risk in this case is highest in which one? For the 20-year or the 5-year? You're exposed to higher interest rate risk. In which case?
20.
20 years,
Yes.
right? Because you're looking at 20 years, no? Right? Whereas the other one is only 5 years, right? So your exposure to interest rates is greater for the longer duration, for the longer maturity. Right? So duration is the fundamental measure of interest rate risk. It is directly related to price sensitivity. Yeah? And this is how we calculate duration. It's the present value of cash flow into time divided by the price into the number of compounding periods. Factors affecting duration, the maturity. Right? Duration increases with maturity, then the coupon level. Coupon duration decreases for increasing coupons. The yield duration decreases as yield increases, and frequency. That means how often you get a coupon, right? Go back to this example. Small twist, this is semi-annual. Whereas all the others are annual coupons. Yeah? Right, so semi-annual means how often do you get coupons?
6 months.
Every 6 months. Every 6 months, you get a coupon of how much? Yeah. How much of coupon interest every 6 months? For a year, how much do you get?
Sir, Excel is not shared, sir.
Sorry. Okay, can see. Yeah, I'm talking about this bond, right? This is a semi-annual coupon bond, whereas others all annual coupons. Semi-annual means every 6 months you get a coupon of how much? If annual is 5, then semi-annual, how much do you get? Sorry, annual is 10, but semi-annual, how much do you get?
5.
5.
5%.
Yeah. Um, Now the relationship with coupon is when you get coupons faster, right? You recover your investment faster because if you get it in 6 months, you can reinvest the coupon also. Then you get interest on interest also, right? For that effect, high the frequency, lower the duration, right? So high frequency, low duration. You can put that also as a relationship. We can put another L. Frequency is low, duration is long. Low frequency means you get coupons like annually, right? High frequency means more often, right? I'll explain using another example. Now, your salary. How often do you want your salary? Do you want to receive your salary annually? What do you all think? Do you like if your salary is paid annually?
No.
No. Then how often? Every 6 months? Semi-annual?
Daily.
Daily, exactly. And we will like to be paid our salaries daily basis. No? That means we want the frequency to be high or low? Salary payment frequency, we want it to be high or low?
High.
High.
Low.
Low. You prefer annual salary. Is it, Sanjeev?
Yes, sir.
You want annual salary? My goodness, why is that?
No. Daily salary.
Daily. Then you said low frequency. Low frequency means you want annual salary. High
Okay, sir.
frequency. Huh?
No. Carry on, sir.
Okay. Right. So high frequency means you prefer to receive daily salary,
Okay.
isn't it? So daily salary means what? Duration is high or low? With your
High.
salary, yeah, low duration. You want the duration of the salary to be low so that you get salaries more often. All right. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so low coupon, longer maturity, low yield, and low frequency results in longer duration. All right. So high the duration, greater the interest rate sensitivity. Duration says something about the bond price volatility. Remember, duration is the measure of interest rate sensitivity. It's something like kilogram. What does kilograms measure? Kilograms. Hmm?
Weight.
Yes, it measures weight. Meters. Then you have Fahrenheit. Likewise, duration measures interest rate sensitivity. Okay. All right. So let's calculate duration for these bonds. time period, since we kept using n, I will, instead of t, I'll put it as n. The question says a 4-year 10% coupon bond selling at a price of 100, right? So 4-year bond. %10 coupon. Price of the bond is 100. That means the face value, right? So if the price of this bond is the face value, how much is the yield? When the price of the bond is the face equal to face value, how much is the yield?
Ten.
Yes, yield is also 10, right? Remember? Right? When the face value is equal to price, yield is equal to coupon. The cash flows down. Am I sharing the Excel, by the way? Can you all see the Excel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The last cash flow includes face value. Price is the total of all all the present values, and you get 100, right? So that's the price. So the duration is what you need to calculate, meaning you need present value into n. you will get 3.49. And duration is measured in what?
Yes.
In years. Very good. 3.49 years. Right. Okay, guys. Did you arrive at the answer? This is called the duration that we just calculated is called Macaulay duration, right? Which is the weighted average maturity of a bond. Weighted average maturity of a bond, right? Now we are investing 100 in this bond now. So to recover your investment, it takes you 3.49 years. That is what it means, right? This is called the Mac duration or Macaulay duration. Then there is another one called modified duration. Modified duration, which means Macaulay duration divided by 1 plus yield. Modified duration is the Macaulay duration divided by 1 plus yield. So Macaulay duration 3.49 divided by 1 plus 3.17. And modified duration measures the interest rate sensitivity of a bond. Understood? There are two duration measurements. Macaulay duration, which is the weighted average maturity of the bond, and modified duration gives the interest rate sensitivity of the bond. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Modified duration also measured in years.
So excuse me, what is the R?
R is the yield.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay, guys, so it's a simple present value calculation. Then you need to just substitute into the formula. Right? Now, what it means is Macaulay duration 3.49. So this bond has a weighted average maturity of 3.49 years. Modified duration is 3.17. Now, that's the most important thing. What does that mean? Modified duration of 3.17 means what? It means when interest rates change by 1%, right? When interest rates change by 1%, the price of this bond will change by 3.17%. For every 1% change in interest rates, the bond price will change by 3.17%. That is what modified duration measures. Okay. Right, so are you all comfortable with the calculations? Let's try this. Now, what is this bond? What is this bond called?
Zero coupon bond.
Yes, you're right. Why do you say it's a zero coupon bond?
So coupon is 0.
Coupon is 0, very obviously. Excellent. Okay, just to understand whether you understood the concepts, right? Just to get an idea whether you understood the concept, there is something wrong in this question. Can you all pick it up? Something is wrong with the question. What is the mistake?
The coupon is 0. Yield cannot be 10%. No? This says yield to maturity 10%.
You're close. Almost there. Well, actually, the yield can be 10%. Why? Because yield and coupon are two different things now. Okay, yield and coupon are two different things. So the yield you can get 10%. You can get a 10% return by investing in this bond. But something else is wrong. What is wrong?
Selling price cannot be 100. No?
Exactly. Fantastic. You understood it perfectly. Right. See, the face value of this bond is 100 now. Right. Zero coupon bond, yield is 10%. So the coupon is 0, yield is 10. If it's a zero coupon bond, always the yield will be higher than the coupon. And so if yield is higher than the coupon, this bond should trade at what? Discount, premium, or at par.
Discount.
Always at a discount. If yield is higher than the coupon, the bond will always trade at a discount. Meaning the price can never be 100. Eh? Because if it's 100, that means it's trading at par. Right? So it defies logic, which cannot be. Okay, so let's do the calculation. Yeah, some of you have mentioned it on chat. Right? Good. I, of course, can use the shortcut, copy paste. Fortunately, you all can't, but you all are not supposed to copy paste. You have to do it the proper way. Because at the exam, you can't use Excel. Eh? Unfortunate, very unfortunate. It's only when I started using Excel to explain, I understood that exam should have allowed Excel. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, so you should get a Macaulay duration of 4. If you are very observant, you should have identified something else. What is it?
The coupon is 0, duration equal to maturity.
Excellent. When for 0 coupon bonds, duration equals maturity. Right. Very, very important concept. Only for 0 coupon bonds. Something you should remember. By the way, the else that we learned earlier, also you should remember. This one also should remember. Then it makes life easier. So the modified duration of this bond is 3.64 years. That means this bond has a weighted average maturity of 4 years. And when interest rates change by 1%, the bond price will change by 3.64%. I'll ask you another question, right? Going back to the early example. So this one has a coupon of 10%, duration 3.49. Right? So if I may ask you, what would be the maturity, right? What would be the maturity of a 0 coupon bond with the same interest rate sensitivity, right? So the question is, what is the maturity? What is the maturity of a 0 coupon bond which has the same interest rate sensitivity? What do you think? What is your answer? You understood the question? What is the maturity of a 0 coupon bond which has the same interest rate sensitivity? If you all understood the concept, The question is easy.
4 years.
No. Right? Why? Because if the maturity of the zero coupon bond is 4 years, it will have an interest rate sensitivity of 3.64, isn't it? The calculation that we just did. If the zero coupon bond maturity is 4 years, interest rate sensitivity will be 3.64, right? My question is, what will be the maturity of a zero coupon bond which has an identical interest rate sensitivity?
3.64 years.
3.64 is this.
Right, duration.
Well, it's actually 3.49 years. 3.49 years. Because what is the interest rate sensitivity of this bond? Yeah.
$3.61.
No. 3.17. This bond has an interest rate sensitivity of 3.17, isn't it? Huh?
That is for 10% coupon bond, no?
Yeah, 10% coupon only.
All right.
Interest rate sensitivity 3.17 and the Macaulay duration. That means the weighted average maturity is 3.49. Right? So if this bond was a zero coupon bond, right, and if it had a Macaulay duration of 3.49, yeah, the zero coupon bond, remember Macaulay duration is equal to its maturity. Maturity will also be 3.49. If the maturity is and the Macaulay duration is 3.49 for a zero coupon bond, modified duration is 3.17. Understood? So a bond that has the same interest rate sensitivity will have a maturity, a zero coupon bond that has the same interest rate sensitivity will have a maturity of 3.49. Is that clear? Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir. Can you explain again?
Yeah, what is the interest rate sensitivity of this bond?
3.17.
3.17.
Yeah, 3.17. Right? So what is the weighted average maturity of this bond? For you to end up with a
3.49.
3.49. 3.49. The weighted average maturity of the bond is 3.49. Now, the weighted average maturity of or the Macaulay duration of a zero coupon bond, right? The Macaulay duration of a zero coupon bond is equal to
Maturity.
its maturity. So this a zero coupon bond which has an interest rate sensitivity of 3.17 will have a maturity of what?
3.49.
3.49. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. How about the others? Did you all understand? Yeah, Asha, you're right. Okay, guys, understood. So let's try this one. The next question. 5-year, 7% bond, maturity of 6%. Here, 7% coupon. Yield is 6%. Okay, guys. Let me ask you the same question. What is the maturity of a zero coupon bond which has the same interest rate sensitivity? Yes, you're quite right. 4.4 years. Because the zero coupon bond which has the same interest rate sensitivity will have a maturity of a Macaulay duration of 4.4, meaning a maturity because the Macaulay duration and the maturity of a zero coupon bond are the same. So it will have a maturity of 4.4 years. Okay, understood? Interpretations of duration. Duration is the weighted average maturity of a bond's cash flow. And so it's actually Macaulay duration is the weighted average maturity of a bond's cash flow, where the present values of the cash flows serve as weights, right? Like what we did. Remember the present value into time. So those are the weights. The duration of a bond is the term to maturity of its equivalent zero coupon bond, right? The question that I asked you. Duration is the future point in time at which, on average, an investor will have received half of the original investment in present value terms. Duration is the balancing point of a bond's cash flow stream, where the cash flows are expressed in present value. Right. So this is how a bond's price will change with interest rates, right? So as interest rates increase, or the yield increases, bond prices will drop. But if you observe carefully, you will see that it is not a straight line. Right? So this is not a straight line. It is actually a curve. So that is a slight mistake that we make with duration calculations. We assume that bond prices have come down in a straight line, which is not the case. Right? So let's try this example. First one is 3-year bond which pays coupons of 8% and the yield to maturity is 10%. So it's a 3-year bond. For me, it's simple copy paste. Three-year bond which pays coupon of 8%. And yield to maturity 10%. Let me ask you another question. Now, which one is longer? Well, let me ask you this way. Can duration be more than maturity? If you get an MCQ question, that duration can be more than maturity, right? So I'll give you 4 options. First one is duration can be more than maturity. Second one, duration can never be more than maturity. Third one, there is no relationship between duration and maturity. And the fourth one would be duration can either be more or less than maturity. What will be your answer? What would be your answer?
Sir, can you please repeat the question? I missed it.
Okay. Right. The question is, which of these duration relationships is duration and maturity relationships is correct? Right. First one is duration can be more than maturity. Second one, duration can never be more than maturity. Third one, duration can either be more or less than maturity. Fourth one, there is no relationship between duration and maturity. What is your answer?
Can never be more than maturity.
Very good. Yeah, duration can never be more than maturity. Maximum duration is equal to
Maturity.
maturity, in which
Same
case?
maturity.
Zero coupon.
Zero coupon.
It's a zero coupon bond, right? Yes, very good. You all are beginning to understand the concept of duration. So duration is always less than or equal to if I were the examiner, these are the things I will test. Yeah. Right, so let's try part 2 of that question. An 8-year bond, which pays coupon of 9% annually, has a yield to maturity of 10%. So let's calculate duration. A bond pays a coupon of 9%. Duration interest rate risk, as we are using it here, refers to the sensitivity of a bond's value to changes in market interest rates, right? Duration is a measure of the bond's sensitivity of a security to changes in interest rates. That's what we just learned. It measures the sensitivity of a bond price to changes in interest rates. Specifically, it can be interpreted as an approximation of the percentage change in the securities price for a 1% change in yield. So duration is minus percentage change in the bond price divided by yield change in percent. Okay. So price change is proportional to duration and not to maturity. Remember, the change in price is proportionate to duration and not to maturity. So duration is percentage change in price divided by the change in yield. And modified duration is again the percentage change in price divided by change in yield, right? Okay, this is of course Macaulay's duration, based on Macaulay's duration and modified duration. So let's try these examples. First one, if a bond's yield rises from 7% to 8% and its price falls by 5%, calculate duration. So right, so it sounds logical, isn't it? If the bond yield goes up from 7 to 8%, if the yield is going up, that means the price has to fall. And it says the price is falling by 5%. You have to calculate duration. Price percentage change in price. Price is falling by 5%. That means minus 5%. Eh? Minus 5%. Bond yield is rising from 7 to 8% means the change in yield is 1%. You will get duration of 5. Remember, according to this equation, the last one, the percentage change in price is minus duration into change in yield. So duration is equal to negative change in price, negative percentage change in price divided by change in yield. Okay, so that's why there is a negative sign that always comes, because the relationship between price and yield is negative. Number 2, if a bond has a duration of 5 and the yield increases from 7 to 8%, calculate the approximate percentage change in the bond price. Bond has a duration of 5 and the yield is increasing from 7 to 8%. That means if the yield is increasing, the bond price should fall, isn't it? But there is a negative sign in front. I haven't mentioned it. Duration is 5. And you asked to calculate percentage change in bond price. yield is increasing from 7 to 8%. It means by 1%. There'll be a 5% drop in the price. B, bond has a duration of 7.2. Yield is increasing from 8.3 to 7.9. He has to calculate approximate percentage change in the price. Duration 7.2. Yield decreases. Yield is dropping means the price has to technically increase. So let's see if it's happening. It's dropping from 8.3 to 7.9%. So the percentage change in price is an increase of 2.88% in line with our initial assumption. Okay, so any questions up to now? Next area is convexity. Actually, I put the horse before the cart. Sorry, the cart before the horse. Right? Remember, bond price and yield has a curve. The relationship has a curvy nature, not a straight line. Convexity is a measure of the curvature of the yield price curve. Right, the curvature of this curve. The more curved the price yield relation, the greater the convexity. Right, so the curvature is called convexity. It's a convex curve. A straight line has a convexity of 0. If the price yield curve were in fact a straight line, the convexity would be 0, but it is not a straight line, it's a curve. So there is convexity. The reason we care about convexity is that more curved the price yield relation, the worse our duration based estimate of bond price changes in response to changes in the yield. Right? So there is a convexity effect to changes in yield. So it's not actually, this relationship does not hold because of convexity. Right? So you have to account for convexity as well. By combining duration and convexity, we can obtain a more accurate estimate of the percentage change in price of a bond, especially for relatively large changes in the yield. Right, so when yield increases by a larger percentage, the convexity is more. So the price deviation is much more. It's much worse. The formula for estimating bonds percentage price change based on convexity and duration is percentage change in the bond price is the duration effect plus convexity effect, right? So its duration effect is the negative duration times the change in yield plus convexity into change in yield squared. Let's try this example. Consider an 8% treasury bond with a current price of 908 and a yield to maturity of 9%. Calculate the percentage in the price for a 1% increase and 1% decrease in yield to maturity based on duration of 9.42 and convexity of 68.33. There's a 1% increase. duration. (9.42), convexity 68.33.
So Excel is not sharing.
Sorry. Okay. When 1% increase in bond price, the change in yield, it's currently 908. When there is a 1% increase in bond price, 1% increase in yields, the bond price will drop by 8.74%. And when yield drops by 1%, the bond price will increase. Right? So you have to account for convexity also. Substitute in the equation. Risk in bonds is interest rate risk. Obviously, when interest rates change, the price of your bond will also change. So if you have bought a bond and interest rates go up, then you will lose, right? Because you could have, if you had not bought, you could have bought it at higher rate. Yield curve risk, meaning the yield curve can shift. The shape of the yield curve can change. So if that happens, you're exposed to losses. Call risk is before a bond matures, if there is a option given to the borrower to redeem the bond, right? And if it will happen if interest rates drop, because he will want to refinance his borrowing at a lower rate. So if that option is given to the borrower and he calls the bond, you will have to reinvest at a lower rate. Right? So there can be call risk in some bonds. Premium payment risk also comes if interest rates drop. You might now housing loans get settled now if interest rates drop. So that's called prepayment, early settlement. Right? Like same thing can happen for bonds also. Reinvestment risk happens if interest rates drop. When it matures, you might have to reinvest at a lower rate. Credit risk is the risk of default. Liquidity risk is like getting married, right? After you get married, then very difficult. So liquidity risk, if you buy a bond, you'll have to keep it until it matures. You can't sell it off. Exchange rate risk, if you're investing in a foreign currency bond, you're exposed to exchange rate risk. Inflation, when inflation keeps changing, the price of the bond also changes. Volatility is the uncertainty in the price and the fluctuations. Right. So these concepts we'll discuss later also. Event risk is if there's something unforeseen that happens, maybe an earthquake, right? The price of the bond can suddenly change. Sovereign risk is the risk of a country default. like what happened in Greece and Argentina. Right, so with that, we come to the end of fixed income. So time is also up. We will wind up with it. And let's meet next week.